shame, disgust, guilt, regret, anger. These are just few of the emotions I felt in the first week of the new year, and I'm going to tell you why. But first, roll that intro. Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. Happy New Year to all of you. It's the 6th of January 2022 and I've started doing this ritual since last year, which is calculating our yearly expenses of the previous year as a couple. One of our biggest expenses is this obscene amount of money that we spend on ordering food on Swiggy and Zomato, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. I'm going to be calculating how much we spent on Swiggy and Zomato in 2021. But before that, let's do a little bit of a recap. 2020, the year I got married, the year I moved out for the first time into a place of our own, the year the world went into lockdown. In 2020 alone, we spent 78,050 rupees on ordering food on Swiggy and Zomato. That's around 6,500 rupees per month. And we could give a lot of reasons for this, that I didn't know enough cooking, or we couldn't really go out because of the lockdown for the first time. But whatever the reason is, we felt that this was a lot of money to be spending on just ordering food. So at the end of 2020, or rather at the beginning of 2021, this is what we decided. We will not order food for more than 2 times in a month from Swiggy or Zomato. And for the first 10 days of Jan 2021, we actually didn't order anything on Swiggy or Zomato. But after that, let's calculate. I got myself some tea, got my laptop, opened up Google Sheets in one tab, Swiggy and Zomato in another, and over the next 3 hours, I made each day's entry of how much we spent on which restaurant and on which meal of the day. Day by day, week by week, month by month, I filled almost every cell of my sheet, and with every entry, my shame, my disgust, guilt, regret and anger just kept increasing. And then I added all of the amounts together. So in 2021, on just ordering food on Swiggy and Zomato, we spent 1,17,925 rupees, which is 39,875 rupees more than the previous year. Total number of orders was 274, which means 5.3 orders per week, as compared to how much we planned to order, which was 2 orders per month. Average order value, 430 rupees. Okay, let me just give you a few more stats. The top 5 restaurants I ordered from were: number 1, Gowri Krishnaa, one of my favorite breakfast places, which is in Anna Nagar. 16 orders from Gowri Krishnaa. Number 2 is Ghuma Ghumalu, my favorite biryani place, my favorite Hyderabadi biryani place. 15 orders, which means 15 chicken lollipop biryanis. Number 3 is Eating Circles, which is a great Bangalore tiffin place. 15 orders again. Number 4 is Kim Ling, our favorite Chinese place in Anna Nagar. 10 orders from there, which might not seem like a lot, but if you take the average order value at Kim Ling, it comes to around more than 10,000 rupees on Kim Ling alone. But the hidden culprit, this one place where we order a lot without even thinking about how much is going to add up, Chai Wale and Chai Kings, where we spend around 200 to 250 bucks on chai and snacks, which we don't really think about, but in the end, 17 orders from these places. So 17 into 250 is 4,250 on just chai and snacks. Maximum number of orders in a single day is 3. Longest streak, which is the maximum number of continuous days that we ordered, was 11 days. We ordered for 11 days continuously sometime in May. Day of the week we ordered the most was Thursday. 33 orders totally on Thursdays, and this makes sense because we're frustrated in the middle of the week and we're already anticipating the weekend. So we go a little crazy on Thursdays and we try to justify it with reasons like this. The meal we ordered the most is dinner. So obviously this plays a huge role on our physical health because we're eating so much junk from outside, which isn't good beyond a limit. And because of this, obviously fitness goes right through the window. It affects our mental health also because it feels like our minds have become slaves to these apps. Like sometimes I browse Swiggy like as if I'm browsing YouTube, and even if I'm not hungry, just to fill some void in my life, I just place an order without even thinking. But the long-term impact, when you see it visually on an Excel sheet like this, it really hits you. And finally, the money aspect. it. It's so embarrassing that I've spent so much on food, especially considering all of the things that we wanted to do, all of the things that we could have done with this money, which is like travel more or buy our own electric vehicle or the big screen TV that I wanted to buy. I could have bought better equipment for my videos that I work on every week, or I could have invested all of this and made even more money and maybe used it for something more productive. But instead of choosing all this, I chose chicken lollipop biryani, Malabar biryani, podichore, bacon burgers, Szechuan fried rice, Hunan chicken, pongal, rava dosa, butter dosa, masala dosa, podi idli, sambar idli, tattu idli, waffles, ice cream, faluda. You get the point. So now, mentally, physically, financially, I'm done and we are done with this. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to quit Swiggy and Zomato once and for all. That is really impractical right now, but I've given enough of my mind, my body, and my kidneys to Swiggy and Zomato. So here are a few simple changes that we're going to bring. Firstly, set a monthly limit for food ordering to 5 times a month. Last year's goal of 2 times a month was highly unrealistic. So just to be a little more practical, we're going to set it at once per week, which is like 4 times a month, plus 1 extra time just for unavoidable scenarios. Number 2, track the monthly limit visually. Saying is one thing and doing is another. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm making this simple Swiggy Zomato limit chart, and I'm going to number it from 1 to 60, which is like 5 times a month. So that's 60 times a year. And I'm going to stick this on the side of our fridge. So every time one of us orders food, we're going to strike off one number from the chart. So we're aware of the progress we're making, or rather aware of the damage we're doing, so we stay in our limits. But we've already ordered 5 times in the first week, so yeah. Number 3 is to cook more at home. This is obviously the most obvious idea ever, but in 2020, I was making this excuse that I didn't know how to cook much, so I couldn't contribute in that department much. And I'm trying to change that. Now I can cook more things than I did ever before. So this is going to help me develop this basic life skill that every man should have. Secondly, it's of course way healthier and way cheaper to cook food and eat at home. And finally, number 4 is to plan our meals in advance. Once again, saying is one thing and doing is another. And I can say that we're going to cook at home a lot more often, but it's better if we can actually visualize it. We got this meal planner from Amazon, which we just stuck on the fridge, which we're going to use to plan what we're going to cook for the coming week. So we know what groceries to buy and make all of the prep in advance. And I guess that's it. If we do this, I think we should be spending around 1/4 of what we spent last year in 2021 on ordering food. And if we actually manage to pull this off, it'll be great. But that's what we're going to do. And before we go, if you've not done it yet, firstly, take a guess on how much you spent on Swiggy or Zomato last year in 2021. And once you do that, go to your Swiggy and Zomato app, calculate how much you actually spent last year, and trust me, the real number is actually going to surprise you and make you want to make a lot of changes in your life, if fitness and savings are some of your goals. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Please stay home, please stay safe, and I'll see you next Friday.